Alright, so I'm making this video because I couldn't find anything on it. So I have a 2012 Ram 1500 and my brake hose ended up with a leak. As you can see, that's where the leak was from. Do not ask me how that happened. And yeah, I'm gonna show y'all what I had to do because I couldn't really find any videos on it. This is pretty much what I had to use. Was this pipe cutter, these brake line wrenches, and first I want to say, for this specific type of brake hose, the nuts right here, I don't know if they're made to be able to come off, but I was not able to take these off at all with these brake line wrenches. So I ended up cutting the brake line right there with this regular line, the line cutter. But yeah, and I'm not no weak ass kid either. I wasn't able to get these off. So if you know if these can come off or not, comment below. But I'll take a torch to it later and see if I can do it then. But I wasn't trying to do all that. Go at it with the torch when I was under there. So alright, I'll show you what I had to do. Let's get under there. Alright, so this new line that I bought, this one right here, this new hose, actually, the hose, it's a Duralast hose. Yeah, I know. And it comes just the hose and with these copper washers right here for the inside and the outside. And it runs up. So right here, I wasn't able to do a bubble flare, but I was able to do, I wasn't able to do a bubble flare, so I had to do a double flare. I don't recommend that. I'm not a professional or anything. I'm just DIY here. But yeah, this it just comes with this, and you have to buy this fitting. And I had to do a I had to do a double flare because you can't put a bubble flare into this type of fitting for it to work correctly. And so when I couldn't take this off with the brake line wrenches, I had to, there's a union right here, which I'm very lucky. There's a union right here where this brake line goes to. So this brake line goes up in here, or to the right here to this brake line. It's like a union, I guess. And you can take this fitting off right here, and that takes off the part of this little brake line with the hose. And I'll put a picture in how that looks when I took it off. But the reason I say if you can do a bubble flare instead of a double flare is because this brake line itself has a bubble flare on this union right here. So if you can find the fitting for a bubble flare and have a bubble flare tool, I'm guessing it's better. But I didn't have a bubble flare tool, so I just used a double, and I didn't find any fittings that were for a bubble flare either. So this is on a double flare. And from what I've seen, I guess you can do a double flare using the backside of you can make a bubble flare using the backside of a double flare. But I don't know if you can rent it, because I rented my double flare tool, but if you can rent a bubble flare, I'm guessing that would be better. So I had to cut the line right at the end of the hose, where the line meets the hose with the fitment, and I had to cut it, which has an elbow at the end, if you can see that. has an elbow at the end, and I had to cut it because this fitting was too long to fit over the elbow. It was too small, so I had to cut it because the rest of this line is straight, so I was able to put the fitting over it. Then I was able to put everything back together. And this also has this hook right here, which I don't know if you can see that good. I'll put a picture if it doesn't come out good, but I had to bend that because you took away a little bit of distance, and it's not 100% aligned like it used to be, but it wasn't such a big deal. I just bent the hook and I was able to screw it back in to hold it. And so this is 3/16 brake line, so when you bleed the brakes and all that, I just used 3/16 gas tubing for my right there for when I bled the brakes. 3/16 gas tubing works just fine. Obviously the fitting and all that is going to be 3/16, and just making sure that the master cylinder didn't get empty. I just made sure I had brake fluid in there all the time, and when I bleed the brakes, just pouring some in there every time, making sure it doesn't just go dry on me. And I was lucky because this has this union, and this is the shortest one. So this is the driver's side rear, and then this union right there also goes to the passenger side rear right here. This is passenger side rear, and as you can see, that goes and it runs all through here just to the other side where that union is. And for me, for the Ram 1500, the ABS module is up there, I believe, in the driver's side front. So I started off with rear passenger side, rear driver's side, front passenger, and then front driver's side in order to bleed my brakes. So hope this helped. If y'all are like professionals or something, or more savvy, comment down below what you think. And yeah, like I said, I'm not a professional, but this is what I had to do in DIY, and I wasn't really trying to go too crazy with it, and I wasn't really able to go to any mechanic shop or anything because we were under quarantine when this shit happened. So yeah, let me know what y'all think.